السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن والاه. وذكر فإن الذكرى تنفع المؤمنين, as Allah Azza wa Jalla says. Remind, for reminders are useful to those who have faith. And thus of what we recited in the Salatul Isha, some of the ayat that many of you know and have recited many times, and they are very powerful verses, ayat of the Quran pertaining to character, pertaining to virtues. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enumerates some of those virtues, and He says to us that these are virtues of people whom He calls Ibadur Rahman. It's a title of honoring, of ennoblement. Ibadur Rahman, the Ibad of the most loving and caring and merciful one, subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are ones who have certain characteristics. And He mentions many characteristics for us to behold, and for us who want to be Ibadur Rahman, we need to work to develop those characteristics. And if we don't have them, we are not the Ibadur Rahman, we are mediocre. We need to change. And a good Muslim and a good mu'min always doubts himself or herself. A good mu'min and a good Muslim man or woman does not come with pretensions, does not come with the idea that I am always good. A good Muslim always doubts himself, accuses himself in terms of character, because only then we can change, only then we can improve. And since Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment will look at us after the concept of Tawheed of Allah Azza wa Jal, He will look at our character, what heart we came to Allah with, what characteristics were identifying our hearts, with which sifat we came to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ما هي صفات قلبي التي ألقى بها الله عز وجل يوم القيامة بعد توحيد الله عز وجل. That's very important and very instrumental. And if we forget this requirement, if we forget this reality, then much of what we do is not productive. Our salah, if it does not help me improve the conditions of my qalb and my character, must be a salah that is mediocre, as you all know. Inna salata tanha anil fahsha'i wal munkar, and the saying that says, man tanhahu salatuhu anil fahsha'i wal munkar fala salata lah. It's a saying that the person whose salah does not prevent him or her from having fahsha and munkar, from being, in other words, one with evil character, then that salah is useless, as it is said, because Allah said salah prevents us from being such a person with a vile character. And in this context, I remind myself and you, my dear brothers and sisters, that no matter what we do, no matter what profession we have, no matter what activities we establish and we perform, whether it be at work or at home or in the masjid, all sorts of activities must be done, whether even if they are political activities, they must be done with this concern in mind. With this concern in mind. What is my khuluq? What is my character? What is my qalb and the attributes of my qalb in the way I am performing my duties, my responsibilities, my work at home, at the masjid, everywhere. Salah helps me focus so that when I go home and I go to work and I go to meetings, I am conscious of Allah, and I do the best in that meeting or in that institution or in that work or in that activity, the best that can be in a moral sense as well. And in this context, Rasulullah ﷺ, for example, says, my dear brothers and sisters, in what Imam Ahmad related and others, he says in a hadith, part of which he says, وَلَا يَجْتَمِعَانِ فِي قَلْبِ عَبْدٍ الْإِيمَانُ وَالْحَسَدُ. For example, وَلَا يَجْتَمِعَانِ فِي قَلْبِ عَبْدٍ الْإِيمَانُ وَالْحَسَدُ. They cannot be together in the same heart of the servant of Allah Azza wa Jal. Which, Iman, we all know Iman of course, and Hasad, violent envy. Hasad, Hasad towards a brother, towards a sister, a sibling, another fellow human being, neighbor, in the masjid, outside. Hasad for what they have. Hasad is that violent feeling inside of envy to have what the others have. But it's a violent energy inside. It's not a quiet, gentle energy of desire what he has in a gentle way. And he also said, وَلَا يَجْتَمِعَانِ فِي قَلْبِ عَبْدٍ الْإِيمَانُ وَالشُّحْ. And another text, al-Iman wa-shuh. They cannot be together in the same heart of a servant of Allah. Iman and shuh. What is shuh? Shuh is greed. Internal greed. A person greedy of character inside towards many things. Shahih. That's why Allah says in the Quran, وَمَنْ يُوقَ شُحَّ نَفْسِهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. The person who is shielded against his or her own shuh, such a person is muflih, a successful one, a happy one. So he said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Iman, it's an energy in the heart, as you know. Al-Iman ma waqara fil qalb. It's not the tongue to say or to academically speak about it. That's not necessarily Iman. Iman is wujdan, is emotional, is fil qalb. That and shuh cannot be together in the same heart of the abd. And this is about akhlaq, this is about character, this is about being ibadur rahman. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us always be aware. In Tawheed, be aware of the characteristics that are consistent with Tawheed in our lives. In the masjid, at home, at work, in the streets, in agreement, in disagreement, in politics, in economics, in all issues, in all our concerns, in da'wah. May we be always that way. Our qulub in Tawheed, aware of the requirements of Tawheed, and that is حسن الخلق. اللهم اهدنا إلى أحسن الأخلاق لا يهدي إلى أحسنها إلا أنت واصرف عنا سيئها لا يصرف عنا سيئها إلا أنت وصل اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.